is Luigi. Well, hey, big brother. Fancy meeting you here. What a coinky-dink. Who? Me? Well, bro, I'm on an adventure. I have to rescue Princess Eclaire of the Waffle Kingdom. Yeah, it's a bad scene, alright. She's been kidnapped by the evil Chestnut King. If you gotta know, I met with some Waffle Kingdom cabinet members the other day. It was pretty crazy, bro. Wanna hear what happened? It's a pretty long story. Sure, why not? Hey, sounds good to me. Which part of my story do you want to hear, bro? Well, like I said, it's a really long story, but here goes. My big brother, that's you. Bro, got a letter from Princess Peach and took off. Left behind as usual. I was cooking a snack at home when another letter arrived. We don't get so much mail. I was thinking, huh? This is what the letter said. Sirs, my name is Crepe. I am a cabinet minister in the far-off Waffle Kingdom. Our land is being attacked by the Chestnut King, who took our Princess Eclaire. I ask, nay, beg for your assistance. The Waffle Kingdom needs your skills. I humbly request your prompt response, sirs. Sincerely, Crepe. Well, I don't remember exactly, but I think it went something like that. With Mario, that's you, bro. Gone, it fell to me to answer this plea. Hesitating only a teensy bit, I head to the Waffle Kingdom to investigate. Oh no, first I wrote about a note to myself about what was cooking, then I left. Once I reached the Waffle Kingdom, I met Mr. Crepe, who filled me in. The Chestnut King had kidnapped Princess Eclaire and vanished. Apparently, though, some oracle said a marvelous compass could locate her. This marvelous compass had been broken into 7 parts by an ancient curse, and those parts had been shattered across the land. Can you believe it, bro? Each part of the marvelous compass was said to point to the next, and since one of the parts was embedded in the tiara worn by the princess, I surmised that once I collect all the parts, I'd find her. Smart, huh? The minister gave me the compass whose base spoken of in Waffle Fable. When it activated, the entire thing lit right up, indicating the deep south. It was pointing me towards Rumble Bump Volcano on the Pudding Continent. So yeah, here I am. I'm sailing out a road part for Rumble Bump Volcano. It's probably going to be pretty dangerous, but I'm going to rescue that princess. If you want to hear what I've been up to, just come find me, okay? I'll be around. Oh, that's great. There's Luigi. What the hell? Oh. Well, I went to Rumble Bump Volcano and got myself a marvelous compass piece. It was an incredible quest. There was danger and all sorts of adventuring. It was pretty nutso, bro. Want to hear what happened? It's a pretty long story. Sure. I like these stories. They're fun. Hey, sounds good to me. Which part of my story we're on here, bro? Well, like I said, it's a really long story, but here goes. As soon as my ship docked on the Pudding Continent, I settled for the volcano. To reach my destination, I spent several days fording through dense jungle. Scary beasts were all over. More than once I thought I was done for, bro. I may have screamed a bit to scare them off, you know, but as fate would have it, a blipper named Bluey heard me shrieking and found me in this town. It's one down. Bluey was on a journey of his own, but he joined me after hearing my tale. Now, Bluey was a madman. Back in his hometown, they call him White Torpedo. Yeah, he's a tough guy. Anyway, help me fight to Rumble Bump Volcano. This place is all about bubbling lava pools and heat that make the sun sweat. And the place was lousy with evil traps designed to protect the compass piece. The scariest one of all was a gigantic 100-foot tall statue that stomped around. Now, the weakness of this giant statue, bro, was a red gem on its forehead. Now I can jump high, but not high enough to reach this thing by a long shot. So I came up with this plan for Blue to hit that weak spot. All you, man, I said. I waited for the pause in the statue's movements and hucked Bluey up there. And bullseye! The White Torpedo saved the day. That jewel got whacked. It was a critical hit, and the stone statue toppled and crumbled into pieces. Once that was done, it was an easy stroll to the room where the treasure was. Unfortunately, Princess Eclaire was nowhere to be found, but I got another piece of the marvelous compass and put it in the base. Now the compass pointed west to Plump Belly Village on the Strudel continent. So I set sail once again and came back here to Roadport to charge. That's what happened to me lately, but I'll be heading back out soon. Oh, that's awesome. There's Luigi. Well, I got my second piece of marvelous compass at Plump Belly Village recently. Oh boy, I really got my hands during that one. I'll tell you what, it was pretty wild, bro. Want to hear what happened? It's a pretty long story. Sure. Hey, sounds good to me. Which part of my story you want to hear, bro? Well, like I said, it's a really long story, but here goes. Once we made landfall on the Strudel continent, we made for Plump Belly Village. Once we got there, though, we immediately noticed that something was wrong. We learned from the mayor that the town is ruled by a giant snake named Huzzah. He said his own daughter was going to be offered up as a sacrifice to this beast, too. So of course, being heroic, I offered myself up to go in her stead. Brave, huh? Now, the custom was for sacrifice to be dressed as brides, so I got all dolled up. I was one hot sacrifice, bro. Looked so good. I fooled our foes and got in Huzzah's lair. It was kind of rough fighting in that gown, but I managed. Chiffin really chafes, bro. I finally found Huzzah, and the snake had a second head on his tail. Talk about scary. I fainted real quick, but when I came to, I managed to extract both heads. It reared up, fangs bared to attack, and at that moment, I definitely lunged left. His gap mouth smashed into one another, and he vanished in a cloud of smoke. A shining plate fell down on the spot where Huzzah's body had been coiled. Yes, another compass piece. I set it, and it pointed east, to Circuit Break Island. Just as I was about to leave town, the mayor asked me to stay and marry his daughter. I thought about it. She was sort of cute, but we ended up sneaking off the next morning. I mean, I still have to save Princess Eclaire from the Chestnut King. And when the marvelous compass activated this time, I heard someone's voice. It was so beautiful, bro. I'm certain it was Princess Eclaire's voice. My heart began to race. That's when I realized it. Princess Eclaire, I kind of zoned out there. So yeah, we set sail again after ditching town. And somehow we managed to get back here to Roadport. And here I am. I like his little stories. It's like a story of a game instead of another game. Well, I headed to Circuit Break Island and got me a marvelous compass piece. You wouldn't believe it, bro. Talk about thrills, chills, and spills. It was pretty nuts, bro. Want to hear what happened? It's a pretty long story. Hey, sounds good to me. Alright. Well, like I said, it's a really long story, but here goes. Just aboard arriving at Circuit Break Island, we heard this incredible racket. We soon found out that they hold kart races almost every day on the island. Whoever takes first place in the race gets to rule the island as king for that day. Just as we got to the racetrack, they were holding the award ceremony. I couldn't believe my eyes. Right there on the trophy they gave to the winner, it was another piece of the marvelous compass. I was past dead away. I decided right then and there that the only thing to do was enter the next race. I mean, I've driven in kart races before, so I thought it'd be okay. Boy, was I wrong. The carts were supercharged machines that could send you airborne with the exhaust. These vehicles were armed with missiles and bazookas. It was anything goes, bro. Of course, I wanted to get right out of there pronto. These drivers were crazed. But I worked up my courage and signed up anyway. And my race day finally came. I got one of the best carts, the big green 01. I took my position at the start line. The light went green. I stomped the accelerator and something bad happened. I was in reverse. The big green 01 went rocketing backwards with me yelling. I crashed on the wall behind me hard enough to cut me off mid-screen. In one fell swoop, I dropped me into last place and wrecked my racing machine. But it wasn't all bad news. All the other cars crashed because of my manure. Once I got in gear and took off, I was the only car left. I won by a country mile, bro. Took the piece off my trophy and added to the marvelous compass. The compass came to life and pointed me towards Jazzafraz town in the east. Then I heard that voice. Princess Claire's voice echoed in my ears again. Oh, my princess, random words would form poetry if spoken by your voice. It will most definitely save you. Just wait for me, Princess Claire. Oh, sorry about that, bro. So after that, I got back to my boat and came back here to Rookport, and that's what's been up with me. I love Luigi's stories. Oh. Well, I got another piece of the marvelous compass. A Jazzafraz town this time. Bro, I'm telling you, I turned adventure into an art form on that little quest. Oh. It was pretty nutty, bro. Want to hear what happened? It's a pretty long story. Yes. Hey, sounds good to me. Which part of the story you want to hear, bro? Well, like I said, it's a really long story, but here goes. As soon as we hit Jazzafraz town, we were overcome by the glitz and the glamour. It's a very lively place, bro. Tons of daisies live there, and they're always smiling. While looking for the piece of compass, I met a hip daisy named Hazy. Hazy was a producer, and he was looking for actors to go on stage with him. I told him we couldn't, since we were looking for the compass part, you know? But Hazy said we could win the compass part in the upcoming drama slam. He said the so-called drama plates plague might in fact be one of the parts. Well, we just had to give it a try, so we rehearsed with the cast and hit the stage. Our musical was called The Mystery of the Fiery Hat of Social Awareness. The script is great, but it got really hosed, bro. My role, my part, was grass. I played grass by the side of the road. Grass, bro, grass. I just sprawled out on the ground and had to be silent. Everyone but me had lines. I don't care if I was wearing green. Who cast someone based on that? It was awful. In the end, our musical was the talk of the town. We won the drama slam. I got the compass part I was after, but even that didn't make me very happy. The huge after party just bummed me out more, so I snuck out the back door. But wow, outside were tons of fans. My fans. Fans of grass. They swarmed me. I just couldn't believe it. Imagine, cheering for grass. I was ecstatic, bro. After that, I added a piece of my marvelous compass, which pointed north. It pointed to the rapturous ruins in Grimble Forest. Then, the voice again. Oh, my cherished Princess Eclaire, how you soothe me. I would be grass for you. I will find you. I will reach you. I will stand by your side and be your Luigi. Now, wow. Sorry about that, bro. So yeah, anyway, then I got back to my boat. I came back to Roqueport. Here I am. Another leg of my adventure completed. I love those stories. Luigi. Guess what I found in Rapture's Ruins, bro? Yep, a marvelous compass piece. This part of my adventure was actually sort of sad, if you want to know the truth. It was pretty insane, bro. Want to hear what happened? Pretty long story. Hey, sounds good to me. Well, like I said, it's a really long story, but here goes. After journeying deep into the Grimble Forest, I found the doomed Rapturous Ruins. Inside, everything was pure white. You couldn't tell where the floor became walls. Proceeding dead ahead, I found myself in a chamber where a young boy sat. As I approached the boy, someone named Screamy appeared out of nowhere. Screamy said the boy's name was Cranberry and that he'd wake for a child of fate. That didn't make any sense to me, so I started searching quietly for the compass piece. But then it happened, bro. I got a tiny tickle in my nose, and I let out a huge sneeze. Well, Cranberry must have heard it, because he opened his eyes right up. He looked at me and smiled. All of a sudden, I could understand his language. Can you believe it? I learned that the boy was the last of the ancient race, the Luffs. He had been there guarding the marvelous compass piece for the last 1,000 years. He told me that the compass is an item with the power to see into the future. The ancient Luff Empire used the power of the compass to rule much of the world. Because of their greed, they were cursed by the compass and their empire collapsed. To prevent a repeat of their fate, Cranberry broke the compass into 7 parts. He had 6 and kept 1, put himself to sleep until the worthy hero woke him. I was that hero, bro. He gave it to me, and then he and the ruins vanished. When I added that piece of the compass, it pointed to the far north where dreaded Hate Song Tower stands. This time I heard Princess Eclaire's voice more clearly than ever before. I'll rescue the princess. I will be super, and then I'll well, I'll figure the rest out later. Anyway, headed back to Roqueport for that. I'm making my final preparations for my final battle now. I'm a little nervous, bro, but that's what I've been up to anyway. Okay. Interesting. I like his stories. They're kind of cool. Let's see, adventures. Oh, of course. Me. I'm done questing for now. Yep, I scaled Hate Song Tower the other day and rescued the fair Princess Eclaire. That's one adventure I'm never gonna forget. Nope, it was just too exciting. It was just bonkers, bro. Want to hear what happened? It's a pretty long story. Hey, sounds good to me. Which part of my story you want to hear, bro? Hate Song Tower. Well, like I said, it's a really long story. This part is just crazy, but here goes. Hate Song Tower stands atop a jagged, unclimbable cliff beyond the northernmost sea. The winds whistle down the cliff, howling like banshees, singing songs of hate. People say it's pretty much the scariest place in the world, and I had to go there. Blocking out the bone-chilling howls, I somehow managed to reach the tower's door. I was terrified. The thoughts of Princess Eclaire warmed my heart and gave me power. All my companions felt the same way. They were with me to the bitter end. The door of the tower swung slowly open to reveal inconceivable darkness. I tried to call out Princess Eclaire's name, but I couldn't even breathe because, as I strained my eyes in the darkness, I saw the most terrifying beast of all. The Chestnut King himself appeared before me. He was monstrous and drooling. Puddles of toxic goo dripped from his mouth, melting the very ground at our feet. I couldn't stop shaking, but I gritted my teeth and faced evil beast dead on. I dodged the king's fangs, jumped into his chest, and gave him a hammer whack. My swing split the air and crashed dead center into the Chestnut King's skull. Hope powered me up, bro. I was going toe-to-toe with the king, and I was loving it. This is it, I thought. I can win this. I'll risk it all in my next blow. I gripped my hammer tight and waited for my moment. The tension stung me. Swack! The ocean winds raged against the tower windows. With that sound as my call to battle, I advanced immersed in my heart. And then... I beat him. I defeated the Chestnut King. An even worse beast came next, a nightmare thing, but I beat it too. I rescued Princess Eclaire. It was all over. And then I came back to Roqueport and had a light lunch, and that's what it. Huh? You think there's more of the story than that? Not at all. That's it. That's the whole story of the quest of Princess Eclaire. The end. But the adventure won't end here, bro. They'll never end. Alright! I like reading that story for Luigi, so that was an interesting ending. You